I had no idea who my husband truly was when I married him. Not a single clue. If I had known even half the truth, I would run far, far away. At first, he seemed perfect, too perfect. But oh, how wrong I was. Let me start from the very beginning. It all began at a wedding, a grand celebration full of laughter, music, and joy. The kind of event where you can feel the happiness in the air. Everyone was dancing, eating, and enjoying themselves. I was with my friends, soaking in the moment when I saw him. He was standing alone, tall, handsome, and mysterious. His eyes kept drifting toward me, but he didn't say a word, not one. He just stood there like a silent observer, watching me from a distance. I couldn't tell if I was flattered or annoyed. I kept dancing, laughing, and living in the moment, but even then I could feel his gaze. He didn't dance, didn't join the fun, just stood there like he was too good for it all. I told myself to forget him. After all, what kind of man doesn't even smile at a wedding? 2 days later, my phone buzzed with a message. "Hi, I saw you at the wedding. Can we talk?" I stared at the screen, confused. "Who is this?" I replied. The response came almost instantly. "I'm the man from the wedding. You looked beautiful. I'd like to get to know you." Beautiful? Really? My curiosity got the better of me. "Okay," I typed back. "We can talk." And talk we did. For hours, then days. He was polite, kind, and full of compliments. "You're special," he'd say. "I've never met anyone like you." His words were sweet, maybe too sweet, but they melted my heart. On the 3rd day, he dropped a bombshell. "I want to marry you," he said, just like that. I was stunned. "But we don't even know each other," I protested. He didn't hesitate. "I don't need more time. I know you'd one for me. Say yes, and I'll make you the happiest woman alive." His confidence caught me off guard. No one had ever spoken to me like that before. Against my better judgment, I said yes. Something about his words felt genuine. I wanted to believe him. Our wedding happened quickly. It was small, simple, and intimate, just close family and friends. I wore a white dress. He wore a sleek suit. He looked happy, and I thought I had found my dream man. For the first month, life was blissful. He was caring, affectionate, and showered me with gifts. Every day, he'd say the sweetest things, and I felt like the luckiest woman alive. But then, things started to change. One evening, I noticed him smiling at his phone. "Who are you texting?" I asked casually. His reply was quick, too quick. "Just a friend," he said, tucking his phone away before I could see. I didn't think much of it at the time. I trusted him. But then he began coming home late. "Work is busy," he'd say. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and before I knew it, years had passed. We had 2 beautiful children, a boy and a girl. Life seemed good on the surface, but deep down, I felt something was wrong. He never let me touch his phone, not once. I tried to convince myself it was nothing, but the nagging feeling wouldn't go away. One night, he left his phone on the table and went to another room. My hands trembled as I picked it up and unlocked it. What I found shattered me. There were messages, romantic messages. My love, he called her. My everything. Words he had never said to me. My chest tightened as I scrolled through the photos. There they were, him and another woman, smiling together. My heart broke into pieces. And the worst part, I knew her. She was from my village. She wasn't younger than me, nor more beautiful. In fact, she was 5 years older than my husband. She had 3 children, and her husband worked abroad. Yet he chose her. He gave her gifts, money, and even took her children out to parks and shopping malls. Things he had never done for me. I confronted him that night, phone in hand, tears streaming down my face. "What is this?" I demanded. His face turned pale. "I am sorry," he stammered. "It was a mistake." "A mistake?" I shouted. "You lied to me. You promised to love me, but you've been with her all this time." My voice cracked, but I didn't care. The pain was too much. He fell to his knees, begging for forgiveness. "It won't happen again," he pleaded. "Please, give me another chance." I didn't know what to do. I felt trapped, angry, betrayed, and completely lost. Why did this happen to me? Why was my life falling apart? I packed my things, took my children, and left. I didn't tell anyone, not a soul. For a month, I stayed with my parents, keeping everything bottled up. Eventually, they noticed something was wrong. "Why aren't you going home?" they asked. I had no choice but to tell them part of the truth. At first, they didn't believe me. "You have children," they said. "Forgive him. Maybe he'll change." Against my better judgment, I listened. He came back, apologizing again and promising to be better. For the sake of my children, I gave him another chance. But nothing changed. 2 months later, the texts started again. I caught him with her in his car. When I confronted him, he repeated the same lines. "I'm sorry," he said. "You're the best wife, the best mother. Please forgive me." But I had heard it all before. That was the moment I decided, no more. I wasn't going to listen to anyone. Not my parents, not society. I was done. For the first time, I chose to listen to my heart. I filed for divorce. Leaving wasn't easy. I left my children with my parents and went abroad to work. It was painful, but it was necessary. I needed to rebuild my life. And you know what? I don't regret it. I'm stronger now. Life doesn't always go as planned, but it's up to us to take control. If my story resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share. Sometimes walking away is the bravest thing you can do.